Didn't say record on my screen. Nice.
Yay, now we're recording. Hello, friends. But yes, so like I was saying, everything that we're struggling with present day is coming from a past wound from childhood. And this is the concept of inner child work. There's various versions of you. Like just because you're an adult and you're, 20 to 30 years old, does not mean that those parts of you are gone. They still very much live on inside of your subconscious, inside of your body. And until we like nurture that part of you, those wounds, you will still carry that pain, those triggers, those projections, that trauma, and it will show up in everything that you do. So that's what we're gonna do today, and it's gonna be a fun time. Rhea, are you cool to like sit and chill somewhere, or are you, I don't know, are you at the gym?
Yeah, I'm at the gym.
Okay. Would you like possibly like sit against a wall even maybe? Like, is that possible? No?
Not really.
Okay, cool. All good, fine. Again, my bad, but we will jump into it. You are going to be meditating though, so that's the kicker here. So you're gonna like eyes closed, fully relaxed, that sort of thing. If you want to sit, that's fine, but I'm just letting you know how this is gonna go, so you're prepared for it. So if you guys, Dan and Jasmine, would you guys by chance at least have like a journal nearby? Anything to like write? Then not be a journal. It could literally be the notes section of your phone. I don't care, but just something to like write. That would be helpful. Notes section of your phone is fine. It's just something to jot stuff down. Once Dan comes back. Perfect. Beautiful. All right, Rhea, I'm actually gonna have you mute your Zoom if you don't mind, just so there's no background noise. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh,
Or I can do it if you don't have it. Oh, yep. Let's see if she pops back on. If not, we'll just go ahead and get started. Um, any hoosers. Dan, have you meditated before? No? Oh, this will be fun for everyone. Shit.
Through the times that I've told him.
Oh yeah, it's okay. It's now or never at this point. Jasmine, have you
Ria's going
meditated before?
Ria's going to her car.
Oh, thank God. Okay, well, we will wait on her then. Jasmine, have you meditated before? See or no? Okay. As soon as
Sorry, I had gone to my notes,
oh, you're good.
but I don't really meditate. I've done yoga, but I don't think that's the same.
But it's still like pretty, you're still getting grounded, you're still getting present with yourself. But no, this will definitely be different. But I was just curious. You don't need experience. I was just wondering. But okay. All right, as soon as Rhea pops back in, we will get started. And if anyone has any questions about meditation in the meantime, please feel free to drop them in the chat, unmute yourself. And as soon as we have our fifth member, we will get going. I guess I can pause this while she's coming up here. Hey? All right, guys. So just a little preface, Lauren, because you weren't here for this part, but this is going to be an inner child meditation. It's not going to be crazy breath work like you guys did at Rise. We're not doing that right now, but just letting you know what it's gonna look like. And like I said, the purpose of this is to work on those old wounds that we still carry as adults, which is why we can't break some of the habits that we struggle with. So today we get to ground ourselves in this and do some healing, and it's gonna be a fun time. I encourage you guys, like, let anything that comes in, just allow it to be there. You can't fuck this up. You cannot do it wrong. I will be prompting you guys with some things as far as like inner dialogue. And the biggest question I get with beginners who have not done inner child work is, how do I know if the thoughts that are coming up are mine or my inner child's? And the best way I can say to differentiate those is if you find yourself like ruminating on something and trying to create it, that's you. If something pops right up, that's your inner child. Like that's the easiest way to like differentiate it, but you can't mess it up. So do not get in your head and start overthinking. If I have any overthinkers here, it's not necessary. Whatever happens is supposed to happen. Okay. So let's get started. It's up to you guys, but if you want to turn your cameras off, you are allowed. But we are gonna be closing our eyes down. So if you're cool with that, bye, Mike. Some people can concentrate better if they don't have anyone staring at them, but it's totally up to you. So get comfy, get cozy. I want you guys gently closing down your eyes. Don't try to squint super hard, just let them relax subtly. If they flutter a little bit, that is totally fine. Don't stress about that too much. And I want you guys, if you are sitting somewhere where your feet can touch the ground, focus on your feet beneath you. Your feet are on the ground. Notice where it connects you. And I want you guys to take 3 deep cleansing breaths, right? These are going to be in through the nose. Breathe all the air in that you possibly can. And then exhale it through the mouth. Let out all of the still air. And you're going to do that 2 more times. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale all of the air out through your mouth. Completely blow everything out. And do 1 more big breath in through the nose. Letting out all the air through your mouth. Empty everything. Allow your breathing to return back to normal. And focus on where your feet are touching the ground. Focus where the seat connects to your glutes beneath you. If you're resting with something behind you, notice where your back touches the seat behind you. Focus on your sense of hearing. If there's a sound you can hear, dial in on it. If my voice is the only sound that you hear, dial in on it. Focus on it. Connecting with each sense. I want you to take another deep breath in through the nose, all the way up, but this time you're going to hold it at the top for 3 seconds. And then release all out through the mouth. Give me 1 more just like that at your own pace. In through the nose. Holding for 3 seconds at the top. Releasing out through the mouth. And as you're relaxing there like that, I want you to visualize a small, soft ball of light right above your head. It's the most gentle and softest light you've ever seen in your entire life, and it's resting right at the crown of your head. And I want you to visualize that little ball of light coming down the forehead, relaxing your eyebrows more, getting rid of any wrinkles that might be there, completely relaxing those eyes. And imagine the ball of light coming down in between your brows, over your nose, and coming around the mouth. And that little ball of light relaxes all of the 100 little tiny muscles that are in your face, around your cheeks. And imagine that soft little ball of light shifting to the back of your head, coming down your spine. And as it moves down your spine, it relaxes you even deeper. And imagine that little ball of light separating and coming down each track, hitting each shoulder, relaxing you deeper into your seat. And the light now comes down your back, tracing both sides of your lumbars, coming to the lower small of your back, fully relaxing you more. And the light moves now down, relaxing your glutes, your hamstrings, each muscle fiber relaxing deeper and deeper. And the little ball of light moves down behind the knees, relaxing your calf muscles, your shins, fully relaxing your ankles. and moving down to relax each individual toe. And as you're grounded here, I want you to take one more deep breath in through the nose. This time we're going to hold it at the top for 5 seconds, knowing that you are safe to take the next breath whenever you need it. Releasing out through the mouth. And without realizing it, the little ball of light has come to the top of your shoulders. And it comes down and it relaxes your biceps, your triceps. It moves down and relaxes your forearms completely. Slowly traveling to the palms of your hands and relaxing each individual finger. Trusting that you are safe here to fully relax. And on this next inhale in through the nose, holding it at the top for as long as you possibly can, trusting yourself, trusting your lungs, that when you need that next breath, it will be there. Could be 10 seconds, could be 15, whatever feels perfect for you. And when you feel safe to do so, you could exhale all of that out through the mouth. Ground into the seat beneath you even deeper. Trusting that the safe that you're in right now, the space you're in, is completely safe for you. Notice that your heart rate is starting to slow down and relax. Now, in your mind's eye, I want you to imagine that you are sitting in the middle of a beautiful field. There's no buildings, there's no houses, just a big, empty, beautiful field. The grass is perfectly green. There's random dandelions sprouting, random flowers. The sky is the most blue that you've ever seen in your life. Visualize you sitting there on the ground, Indian style, fully relaxed. You might even be able to feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, or even the breeze that brushes across you, creating the perfect temperature. Make sure every sense comes alive. Maybe you envision your fingers running through the grass beneath you. And while you're there, fully safe and grounded, about 20 feet in front of you, I want you to visualize your inner child, a younger version of you, preferably between the ages of 5 and 8. Get extremely clear on what they look like. What clothes are they wearing? What shoes are they wearing? What is their hair like? What facial expression are they holding? What are they doing? Get extremely clear on that, down to the last detail. What color are their eyes? What do their eyebrows look like? Making this the most crystal clear image you've ever had in your head before. And I want you to invite that younger version over to sit next to you. And I want you to tap in with him or her and notice, what emotions are they holding right now? What does their facial expression look like? Trusting that whatever comes up is perfect. Are they happy? Are they sad? Are they confused that you're there? Are they angry? Are they scared? Pinpoint that exact emotion. And if they're happy, sit with them in that. Ask them why they're so happy. And if they're sad, sit with them in that and ask them why they're sad. If they're confused or uncertain, sit with them in that and ask them why. What can you do to support them? What does that younger version of you need right now from you? Maybe they need to be loved. Maybe they want to go play. Maybe they need to feel safe. Pinpoint that as you sit there with them, knowing that both of you are fully safe to experience whatever comes up. Maybe some different memories flash up, and that's okay. Maybe some emotions come up inside of you as you do this, and that is also okay. But just notice what your inner child is feeling and experiencing and thinking. And as you connect there, I want you to ask them, what are they thinking right now? What questions do they have? Maybe they want to tell you something. Sit there with them for a little while and discover what that is. Notice that you're still safe while this whole thing is happening. You're still in this beautiful, safe field, connecting with the younger part of you. And now I want you to, in your mind's eye, ask your inner child, would they feel safe for you to just hold their hand right now? We're just going to start there. If they feel safe to do so, I want you to take your hands and interlock them in your physical body and imagine that you are holding your inner child's hand. If your inner child is not ready to hold your hand, that is okay. Imagine what their little tiny fingers feel like in your palm. Notice how this makes them feel. Does the physical love and affection make them happy or uncomfortable? Understanding why that is valid. If your inner child did not feel safe for you to grab their hand, that is okay. And I want you to sit there and ask them, what are they struggling with right now? If your inner child did feel safe to hold your hand, I want you to present day, physical version of you, to wrap your arms around your physical body right now, if that feels safe for you. It's okay if it feels uncomfortable. It's okay if you've never done this before. And in that embrace, I want you to visualize in your mind's eye that you are giving your inner child the biggest hug that you could ever possibly give someone. Maybe this feels comforting to you because you got enough affection as a child, and that's beautiful. Maybe this feels uncomfortable or emotional for you because you did not receive that affection as a child, and that is also okay. Give them the biggest hug you possibly can. And I want you to repeat the words to them. Audible would be nice, but if you want to say it in your mind, that is also okay. You're going to repeat the words, thank you, I love you, 3 times. Thank you, I love you. Thank you, I love you. And you can release that when it feels safe to do so. And with your inner child in front of you still, I want you to notice, what facial expression are they sharing now? Did their emotional state change? Just take note of everything that's going on in your mind right now. And if it feels safe to do so, you can go ahead and release your inner child and visualize them fully safe, running off to play in the field, to be with their own company, trusting that if you ever want to bring your inner child back to the surface, he or she will always be there. And now I want you to visualize yourself laying down on your back in this beautiful field. Blades of grass brushing against your head, your arms, your legs. Feeling the warmth of the sun hit your face. And the breeze of the wind creating the perfect temperature for you. And feel yourself sinking deeper and deeper into the ground beneath you. Maybe the grass and the soil underneath you feel a little bit cold, maybe a little damp. Focus on your breath here. Ground yourself completely into safety. And I want you to take a big breath in through the nose. This will be the deepest breath you take in this entire session. In through the nose, hold it at the top for as long as you possibly can. The next breath will always be there when you need it. You can't hold your breath any longer. Then you can exhale through the mouth. Noticing if your heart rate has changed a little bit. And in that last breath, something has shifted. Now the sky is a dark blue, the sun is gone, and there's a full moon shining on you tonight. And as the sky grows darker and darker, you sink deeper and deeper into the earth beneath you. The sky grows darker than you've ever seen before, until it turns black, and the moon fades away. And you notice that now you are back in your physical mind, where everything is just black. Start to wiggle your fingers, your toes, come back into your body. Come back into your present mind. Maybe stretch some limbs, whatever feels good. And when you feel ready, you can come out of your meditation and come back to the screen. What's up, fam? How was that? Unmute yourselves. Talk at me.
That was rough.
Yeah. I didn't want to say that because I didn't want to like scare anyone that's never meditated before.
It was good though. It was definitely needed.
What came up for you? You want to share? You don't have to.
Yeah, I can share. So when you first told us to go into the field, I was like picturing myself at that younger age already.
Hmm.
And like throughout the entire time, I like noticed that I was really judgy to myself because I was like, okay, this younger version of me was like so present, just enjoyed everything as it is, like didn't put any pressure on herself, was just like, oh, like whatever happens, happens, like it's fine. And I was like, why can I not do that? Like the whole time I'm thinking to myself, like, why is this version of me not able to do that? And it made me like so frustrated at myself. And then I would like sit there and be like, okay, it's okay. Like she hasn't experienced what you've experienced. Like, so I tried to like make sense of it. And then I would try to like pull myself out of it and just be like, okay, just focus on like the meditation. And recently I've been feeling like I've been in a funk for like a week now, but like for months I've been anytime like anything love related, if I'm watching on TV or like a movie or something, I have this like first of all I break down crying, but I've had this like horrible like deep pain. Like when I'm crying, I can like feel it so deep that I've like never felt before. And I felt that like during this too. Um, so it was just like a lot of emotions and like even on like the happy emotions, like I still felt that
Yeah.
like happiness like at that level. So it was very,
Oof.
yeah, it was a lot.
Girl, it sounds like there's a different version of you that is potentially wounded,
Yeah.
which is normal. That could be something to explore in your own meditation, or if you want to, DM me with questions. But typically when we go into a meditation and our inner child is just like fucking thriving, she's like just chilling. It's like that's not the wounded version of you. There's also inner teen meditation, which is anyway, or it could be a version of you that's maybe just like a few years old. I'm sorry, a few years ago. So I would encourage you to like explore that part, because once you pinpoint what version of you it is, then you can release the pain that's there.
Okay.
But thank you for sharing. That's beautiful. I love that.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to share?
What you said makes sense. Just because I had kind of similar to Lauren, but different. Like my inner child was great, but I didn't have this like stigma, or I wasn't like, why can you do this? It was more, I was apologizing.
Mm,
Um, yeah, I was apologizing for just thinking about just some things that I've done, thinking I was so grown, and how I've hurt that part of me.
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. So like I didn't expect to really cry. Like it just, really I think it was just me kind of apologizing in that younger version, that more innocent, the one that didn't try to do more than what she was capable of, or like than what she needed to do at that moment. It was more her just comforting me, and then I don't know, for me it just felt like I can find that peace again. But I realized that point that this isn't like this hurts because I'm realizing there's something else inside. So some of the things that we've talked about and that we'll go deeper in on our own, but yeah, there's just things that I need to call myself out for, and just look in the face and call them for what they are, and basically go back and not fix them, but just
Yep.
let myself know that I'm sorry for trying to do more than what I should have.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing, my dear.
Yeah.
It's rough. First inner child session is rough. That's why I didn't come in and say, hey, you guys are gonna get emotional. Like I'm not, whatever comes up is perfect. But I think as you've seen, like it showed you there's some healing we get to do in that area. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. Good for you, honey. Dan, what's up, man? Give me some of that healed masculine energy. What's going on? How was it for you?
It was pretty heartwarming, because uh, when I think about myself when I was young, it's always smiling. I was always happy, and I always felt loved, and I always felt love for everyone around me. So when you, with the different prompts that you gave, like for example, if he's happy, if he feels safe, if he feels comfortable with physical affection, um, I always was. So he is, and what I really felt like is that I had to reassure him that he was going to still be happy when he grew up. Like
Hmm.
things were going to be okay, and I tried to describe life now, and he basically he would think it's pretty cool. So um and it felt good because maybe what the struggles I go through, or the things I think about every day, my inner child wouldn't care that much, and he would probably focus more on giving love to others, and how he feels love, um, which is something that I maybe should do more, and be more present in that perspective. So it was. That's why I think it was heartwarming. In fact, when I saw him and I realized he was really happy, like I couldn't even imagine myself in any other way than smiling. Um, I did feel a little bit emotional, but like warm tears, like happy tears. So it makes me think, and when I listen to you, it I was going to say también, sorry. And when I listen to you, it also makes me realize, it's happened before in other sessions with Mike before Ash, you were in the community, um, that I did have like a privileged childhood, and I and sometimes I'm not as grateful as I should be. Um, like not everyone gets a loving childhood like I did, and I should be grateful with my family and my friends for that. And things like this help me realize that and get back to that thought, and just be present and thankful for everything. So yeah.
Mm, so beautiful. I love that. I always love a good heartwarming child session because usually people are like, I'm fucking sad. I'm like, thank you for like evening us out. I appreciate that. That's beautiful. Love it.
That's beautiful.
Mike, what came up for you?
Mine was interesting. Well, I think I had something similar to Jasmine and Lauren because I was picturing myself at the age of Lois, and then I had a flash of my teenage version, and some dark
shit.
shit came up, and then I immediately pulled back. It was weird. So then I went back to my younger self because I've done inner child work with him already. And I
Yeah.
was like, let me just go back to the safe version.
Safe,
So I
yeah.
did that. So that was cool. So when I went back to him, but something else came up which was interesting because like when you asked us to put our hand out, my hand was already out waiting for him to he already put his hand out and like we were holding hands already. And when you asked us to hug each other, he was naively confused. He was like, why did you hug me? And I said, well, because I love you. And he's like, you love yourself? Or he was asking me, you love yourself? That's weird. And I'm like, well, it's not weird because not everyone in your life is going to love you the way that you want, right? Your parents, the girls that you're looking at right now, because he's flirtatious, and friends, whoever, right? They're not going to love you the way that you should love you. And he just kept asking why. And I'm like, it's just not the way that people work and how relationships would work. And I was trying to rationalize it to him, and he wasn't understanding it. And you know how, I don't know, this is, what's the word? Politically correct. He was saying, well, that's gay. And I'm like, well, it's not gay. Love yourself. Because kids fucking use that word just willy-nilly. So, and I just told him, just remember to focus on loving yourself because even your parents are not going to love you the way that you want to. So, yeah, some parent shit came up when we were holding hands and talking, but yeah. And then he ran off. That was it.
Good. That's powerful, dude. I love that. It sounds like it's time for you to work through some inner teen angst.
Shit. Fuck me.
It's fucking dark, man. I've been doing it this past week and oh, Jesus Christ. It's very heavy. But when you're ready, let me know. We'll do a session so we can pull some.
I'm gonna go in fetal position.
Let me stop recording.